If you have children, then you know how difficult it can be to get them to behave on a regular basis. Boy, do I know that. From power struggles to whining, you deal with it all every day. So why do kids really misbehave? Joining us to discuss this is AMY McCREADY from Positive Parenting Solutions. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I have a million questions for you, but let's first start with the problem at hand and some reasons why children misbehave. It's about power, isn't it?
It is, and we tend to focus on the whining or the tantrums, the helplessness, but if we get to the root cause of why that's really happening, it's two primary reasons: attention and power. So our kids need enough positive attention every day. We have to fill up their attention baskets in positive ways. If we don't, then we pay for it with attention-seeking behaviors.
How do you do that?
Well, spending one-on-one time with them every single day, even just 15 minutes of one-on-one time, you with your daughter, just spending time together, that helps fill her attention basket. But the same thing is true for power. They also have a power basket, believe it or not. And we don't think about that as kids having a power basket, but they have this hardwired need for power. And if we don't give them enough positive power, like giving them a lot of choices and helping them be independent and teaching them to do a lot of things, kind of grown-up things, then they act out with the negative power behaviors, tantrums, all that sort of thing.
My daughter is in this phase where she'll ask for one thing: Mommy, can I have a grape? Give her grapes. And then she spazzes out.
Yeah.
Well, you just asked me for grapes, honey. What do you want? And then if I give her something else or take the grapes away, she's just having a fit, and I can't understand what it is that she wants. Is that typical?
It's very typical.
Okay.
And what's interesting is that our intuitive parent reaction is to say, well, what do you mean? You just asked for grapes. Here are the grapes. But giving her that attention for that behavior actually makes it continue. So she's kind of figured out that if she refuses, you offer her grapes and she refuses, and she has a big tantrum or a fuss, then you engage with her. So the better strategy is to just walk away. As soon as she starts that, you don't say a word, you just turn around and walk away. And then it kind of removes the payoff. She thinks, that actually didn't work.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does. I'm going to try that. All right, let's talk about timeout.
Yes.
Does it work?
Well, when I talk to parents about timeout and I say, how's that working for you? They'll say, well, either it doesn't work or, oh yeah, it works great. We do it every day. Well, if you're doing it every day, it's probably not working. Okay. And the problem with timeout is that it invites power struggles. So you put the child in timeout, well, they're determined to escape from timeout, and then you're trying to keep them in timeout, and so it's this test of wills. You can see it play out on the nanny shows. Oh, yeah. The nanny or the mom is constantly bringing the child back to timeout. So the problem is it invites this power struggle, but the child really isn't learning a better behavior for the future.
Okay, so what should we do?
Well, it depends on the behavior. So depending on what the behavior is, we would determine what strategy would be most effective. And usually, for kids over the age of 2.5, we would implement some type of consequence. And the consequence would depend on what that particular behavior is. There's no kind of one-size-fits-all behavior.
How about throwing? My child will get mad with the grapes. She might throw them, toss them away because she's mad. What should I do? Okay,
so with that, you would just immediately, don't say any words, just immediately pack up the grapes, put them away, and then you turn around and walk away. So she's throwing the grapes to get a reaction out of you. So you're going to say, sorry, there's no reaction here. Packing up the grapes, they're going away, and Mommy goes away too.
Okay.
So it's not abandoning her, it's just removing the payoff for that negative behavior.
Right. We had a Facebook comment, Amy Schreiber-Smith. At times we have, when we realize that their behavior was caused by them being tired, etc., and needing to settle down. And yes, we thought it was effective, talking about timeout. What about counting 1, 2, 3 and rewards? What do you? Well, you talked a little bit about rewards, but what about the counting to 1, 2, 3?
That's another one of those strategies that a lot of parents use, particularly for young kids. But again, it's kind of has the opposite result of what we want, because when the child misbehaves and then we start the count 1, 2, 2.5, 3. It basically says that the child has 3, 4, maybe 5 chances before they have to listen. So we want them to listen the first time. So again, in the months ahead, we'll be talking about really effective strategies that parents can use instead of timeout, counting 1, 2, 3, those types of things.
Wonderful information. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'll try not to blow up your phone.
You're welcome to, anytime.
Well, of course, Amy will be back with more parenting tips, and we'll, of course, we'll have more information on our website, mycarolinatoday.com.